Alright, back with the NextJS learning. Here we go. We're going to do get static props details. Let's do this. I have a small site. Been working the learning area of the NextJS website, building a small blog. And we're here. And last time, we were trying to get the blog content up. Finally was able to do that after some fidgeting around and finding out that I put the folder in the wrong area. So, alright, let's do this. With /post.js, we've implemented get sort and posts data, which fetches data from the file system. But you can fetch the data from other sources like external API endpoints and all that fine. You can also query the database directly. Fetch, export recent functions. Okay. Async await. And it's also Q&A Saturday, so let me just copy. There we go. All right. So, I don't know if I'll see anybody today, but hey, you know what? I said I was going to do 6 days a week. I'm doing 6 days a week. Nothing else to do during this pandemic. All right, so you can query the database directly using the import con scenario. Async. It's possible because get static props runs only on the server side. It will never run on the client side, which is okay. It won't even be included in the JS bundle for the browser. That means you can write code such as direct database queries without them being sent to browsers. Development versus production. Dev, you want to do npm run dev or yarn dev. Get static props runs on every request. Prod. Get static props runs at build time because it's meant to be run at build time. You won't be able to use data that's only available during request time, such as query parameters or HTTP headers. Get static props can only be exported from a page. You can export from non-page files. Okay. What if I need to fetch data at request time? Static generation is not a good idea. You cannot pre-render a page ahead of a user's request. Maybe your page shows frequently updated data and the page content changes on every request. In cases like this, you can try server-side rendering or skip pre-rendering. Let's talk about these strategies before we move on to the next lesson. Fetching data at request time. You need to fetch data at request time instead of at build time. You can try server-side rendering. Request goes through this, which goes to fetch external data, which goes to the code, which generates HTML. To use server-side rendering, you need to export and get server-side props instead of get static props. Okay. Using get server-side props. Here's a starter code to get server-side props. It's not necessary for our blog example, so we will be implementing it. All right. Exporting some function, return props. Server-side props called at request time. Its parameter context contains request-specific parameters. You should use get server-side props only if you need to pre-render a page whose data must be fetched at request time. Time to first byte will be slower than get static props because the server must compute the result on every request, and the result cannot be cached by a CDN without extra config. Okay. Client-side rendering. This approach works well for user dashboard pages, for example, because the dashboard is a private user-specific page. SEO is not relevant, and the page doesn't need to be pre-rendered. The data is frequently updated, which requires request time data fetching. So it's static generation without data and fetching the data on the client-side rendering. Okay. SWR, the team behind NextJS has created a React hook for data fetching called SWR. Let's see what that's all about. Scale while we validate. A HTTP caching validation strategy. SWR is a strategy to first return the data from cache, then send the fetch request, and finally come with the up-to-date data. Alright. Import user SWR from SWR. And SWR hook accepts a key string and a fetcher function to use a unique identifier of the data, normally the API URL, and will be passed to fetcher. Fetcher can be any asynchronous function which returns the data. You can use the native fetch tools or tools like Axios. The hook returns two values, data and error, based on the status of the request. Quickly do that. Yeah, it looks like Firefox has an update. Features, with just one single line code, you can simplify the logic of data fetching in your project and also have these amazing features out of the box. JStack oriented, fast reusable data fetching, built-in caching, request deduplication, real-time experience, transport, and protocol agnostic, TypeScript ready, and React native. SWR has you covered in all aspects of speed, correctness, and stability to help you build better experiences. Fast page navigation, polling on interval, data dependency revalidation, on focus revalidation, on network recovery, local mutation, optimistic UI, smart error retry, pagination, full position recovery, access points, and more. There's more. Cool. Now let's do a restart. You can see my Streamlabs. That's it. The next lesson will create pages for each blog post using dynamic routes. Cool. Statically generate pages with dynamic routes using get static paths, how to write get static props to fetch the data for each blog post, how to render markdown using mark, how to pretty print date strings, how to link to a page with dynamic routes, and some useful info on dynamic routes. Let's go. And we're going to skip because this is all done. Alright, in the previous lesson we covered the case where the page content depends on external data we use to get static props to fetch required data to render the index page. In this lesson we will talk about the case where each page path depends on external data. NextJS allows you to statically generate pages with paths that depend on external data. This enables dynamic URLs in NextJS. Pre-render pages with paths depend on external data. So next build touches the external data, builds the app for production, touches the external data, posts, generates the pages that have the path format / posts ID. In our case, we want to create dynamic routes for blog posts. We want each post to have the path posts ID, where ID is the name of the markdown file under the top level posts directory. Since we have SSG-SSRMD and pre-rendering MD, which is right here. SSR, and pre-rendering right here. We'd like the paths to be posts / SSG-SSR and posts pre-rendering. We do this by taking the following steps. You don't have to make these changes yet. We'll do it on the next page. First, we'll create a page called ID.js under pages posts. Pages represent the brackets and end of the brackets are dynamic routes in NextJS. in pages posts id.js. We'll write code that will render a post page just like other pages we've created. Okay. Here's what's new. We'll export an async function called getStaticPaths from this page. In this function, we will need to return a list of possible values for ID. Which is done in finally, we need to implement getStaticProps again. This time to fetch necessary data for the blog post with a given ID. GetStaticProps is given params which contains ID. And here. ID can be dynamic. Then create page at pages post ID. Page file must contain a React component to render this page, getStaticPaths, which returns an array of possible values for ID, and getStaticProps, which fetches necessary data for the post with ID. And inside the pages post, we're going to create id.js. Copy that right from here. Pages posts. Also remove first post inside the first post. It's gone. I'm going to remove that one. I don't need that one. That one can be removed because I need that one. We have ID app underscore app in index. Okay. Right, we're good. Everything's good. Built. Yep. Alright. Then add this to pages. I'm going to add that. Then open libposts.js and add this function. This will return a list of file names, excluding anything in the post directory. Libposts. So we're supposed to add that to the end. Yes, so. Save. Oh, that's so far. Use rerunner. The return list is not just an array of strings, it must be an array of objects that look like the comment above. Each object must have the params key and contain an object with the ID key because we're using ID in the file name, otherwise getStaticPaths will fail. Finally, in pages post ID.js, we'll import this function. This. That. Here, possible values for ID must be the value of the paths key. of the returned object. This is exactly what get all post IDs returns. Ignore fallback false for now. I'll explain that later. Almost done. To implement get stack props. Let's do that on the next page. So open web posts, then add this function. And replace that with that. So that's getting get post data added. Okay, and create get stack props. Let's pause this function. Let's get this. So this should work. Nope. So which one did I do wrong? And create. So copy. So I guess I'm just doing it. And then updating post function. That. So then, yeah, okay, cool, got it. I needed to add, not overwrite with this. So that should come up. Yep. We have successfully generated dynamic routes. Something wrong? Yes, something was wrong because I know what was wrong. That was my fault. Alright. Come across an error, make sure the files have the correct code. That's the problem. Usually it's a typo. 95% of the time it's a typo with me. So we have generated dynamic routes with NextJS. But we still haven't displayed the blog markdown content. So let's do this next. I am extremely tired from the past 3 days. The past 3 days were so incredible at Clarity Conf. So it was a blast. Design systems and chatting with some awesome people. Just to name a few things. We're going to have npm install remark HTML. Control C. Try again. Control C. npm install. Remark HTML. All right. Why do I have a Zoom? Why is Zoom still up? libposts.js. We're going to import remark and remark HTML. So let's go here. Go to the top. Save that. Then we're going to update get post data as follows to view remark. This block right here. Actually, all of sorted post data to all post IDs. Oh, that one right there. Okay. There's that. Yeah, the async keyword to get post data because we need to use await from remark. That means we need to update get stack props in pages post ID.js to use await when calling post data. Async and await. Okay. Finally, update the post component to render content HTML using dangerously set inner HTML, which is and try these pages again. And we're going to run npm run dev like I should have before I do that. And try that again. It's in the ID.js file, so why isn't this? That's that one right there. So why isn't this cooperating? Error serializing post data returned from get stack props post ID reason object props cannot be serialized as JSON. Please only return JSON serializable data types. update the post component, which is what I just updated. Update post component to render content HTML using dangerously set inner HTML, which is what I did. It's right there. Let's skip ahead a little bit. Because, yeah, something's up. Something's not. It's not what I wanted. It's right there. Get rid of that. Get rid of that for a sec. That's backslash, command backslash on a Mac. Gets rid of the sidebar. Export async function. Get static paths. Const paths equals all get all post IDs. Return paths fallback false. That's beautiful. Export async function, get static props with the current. Yep, that's right. Const post data equals wait. That's right for the most part. Did the wait come in later? Where did I miss that? I want to know where I missed that. Right when I was reading it too. Yeah, okay. See? Gotta be thorough when you're reading this stuff. And I totally overlooked that. So we're right back on track. Alright, so this copied into, let's bring this back, command back, no, Command KE, Command K, Command K, Command E brings back the Explorer on a Mac. And then we got that. That's all set. We're going to view these pages again. Yes, that works. And yes, that works. All right. Moving along. Adding the title. In the ID. Input head from next head. So we're just going to copy this part, slide it in under there. Do that. Back here. That's fine. Let's look at our source title. There's the title. I don't need that one anymore. I'm going to delete that. Yes. Layout. There's a site title. NextJS sample website. So really see if it's working. Let's just do Todd Small blog site. My small blog site. Save that. Come back here. My small blog site. So this could be whatever. NextJS sample blog site. NextJS sample blog site. Cool. All right. All right. Formatting the date. npm install date fns. Command T to bring up the terminal. Control C to stop the server, the dev server, and then npm install date fns. While that does that, I'm going to create the date component at components.date.js. So components, I'm going to do command N for new date.js. We're going to copy and paste that. Save it. Okay, the package is done installing. Good. So let's do, before we run npm dev, let's do this. User pages post id.js. Add this line to imports. So slide in there, and then we're going to replace post data date. Post data date with this. Okay. So let's, everything's saved, npm and dev. It's good. And if we go here, we should see the date. Right? Hopefully, fingers crossed. Thinking January 1, 2020. So reformat that date. I don't format month, day. I do day and month because it's month. Day, right? Day. File. Save. See what that does. 1 January 2020. So, date is in there. Quiet Saturday. It's hiring. Oh, maybe I should have taken the day off. But I said I was going to keep schedule. I'm going to keep schedule. Seeing what's up on the Twitters here. I got plenty of time. Nobody in here. someone in the 3 days. Why not? I don't care. Switch. TV as my autocorrect will autocorrect me. Cool. So I even fiddled around with the date. 1 January 2020. Cool. Alright. Adding CSS. My favorite part. Finally, let's add some CSS and pages post ID.js. Put everything under the article tag in the CSS module below. So, article is ID.js. Under the head. No. And take all that out. Save it. Go back here. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Yes. Let's go back to the home page. Alright. Let's go back to here. Let's go back here. Oh, I'm gonna add that line. That would help. So I'm gonna come up here. I'm gonna add that line. Compile it. Go back here. There we go. That's formatted now to the great text. We can go back home. Those aren't links just yet. That style we have. What else did we style here? Post dated white. That's it. Heading extra large. That bumped up. Yep. Okay. Cool. Final step, let's update our index page. In particular, we need to add links to each post page using the link component. But we need to do something different this time. To link to a page with dynamic routes, you need to use the link component differently. In our case, to link to posts SSG, SSR, you need to write it like this. Link href posts ID as. Okay. So you can see you need to use ID for href and the actual path SSG, SSR for the as prop. Alright, let's do this. Copy and pages index HTML. download the home component, replace the li tag with the following. So our home page should now look like that. Cool. Cool. I guess. I don't know. It's nearing the first 1 hour mark. And I've got 0 visitors. But I have gotten a little more ahead in this tutorial, so just might call it. And it's a holiday weekend in the US as well. So hopefully everybody's having a good holiday weekend. Here is some essential information. Here is some essential information you should know about dynamic routes. Like getStatic, props getStatic paths can fetch any data from any data source in our unicle. Get all post IDs, which is used by getStatic paths, may fetch from an external APN endpoint. Fallback, catch-all routes. And you can read more. nextjs.org/learn/basics/dynamic routes/dynamic route details, because there's a lot to take in there. To create a custom 404 page, create pages 404. Well, why don't we do that? Real quick here. Pages. Yeah, 404.js. I'm going to come here. I'm going to do that. Right? Something tells me there's more to that, because I'm sure that can't be good. Some demos using Markdown files, WordPress, Datto CMS, Take Shape, and Sanity examples, which is cool. So let's, you know what? All right, that must be it. There we go. Save it. Come back here. Let's go here and just do /posts/garbage. Yeah, that's it. It's a 404 page. Cool. I don't, not liking that little this action over here, especially with the image being. Alright, I mean, there are other 404 examples. By default, Next provides a 500 error page that matches the default 404 page style. This page is not statically optimized as it allows server-side errors to be reported. This is why 404 and 500 other errors are separated. Customizing the error page. 500 errors are handled both client-side and server-side by the error component. If you wish to override it, define the page. Define the file pages error underscore error JS and add the following code. So let's take a look here. We don't have pages underscore error. Because it is only used in production. In development, you can get an error with the call stack to know where the error originated from. We're using the built-in error page. If you want to render the built-in error page, you can by importing the error component. The error component also takes title as a property if you want to pass some text message along with a static code. If you have a custom error component, be sure to import that one instead. Next error exports the default component used by NextJS. Yeah, this is something I'm not going to dive into right now. So next lesson is the API routes. And I think that's a good place to stop here. We're a little over an hour. Nobody in here. Maybe you will switch gears. Maybe not. Who knows? I can never make up my mind. You know, let's do this. We get posts pre-rendering. SSG, SSF. So let's do this. Let's do a new file and do learning NextJS dot ending. Year, month, day format. And just to make sure that I'm putting these in the wrong place as well. For whatever reason, I don't know. And not spelling correctly again. If you're not doing typos, you're doing it wrong. Right? That would have. Oh, I saw on Twitter, anyways. You're supposed to believe everything you read on Twitter. 2020. And we got, what do we say, month, day? Yeah, month, day. So we're in September, which is 09, and we're on the 5th, which is 05. See that. sample markdown. Yes, markdown error. This is a sample markdown. No trailing spaces. Yeah, I know. It doesn't. You don't have to throw that all the time. This is a sample markdown page. That was added when going through the learning section tutorial on the NextJS website. Just to see, that's a tutorial. That's a really big run-on sentence. This is a sample markdown page that was added when going through the learning section on the NextJS website. This was added. This was added. Don't need to comment it, just to see. Just to test just to put another newly added page up. That was up to date. And then I always do this because, you know what? I don't. Let's do this. This is a level 2 heading. Let's make this a link. Let's make that a link. Let's add some stuff here just to give this page a little flavor. we go here, there we go, learning NextJS. 5 September, yep. Link, level 2, list that, the table, the highlighting, okay. CSS in there, and that, yeah. We don't want to do so much overkill. But people get the thing. Cool, done. And then if we go back home, that's the new post. All right. Yeah, it's holiday weekend. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this one early because it's an hour and 15 in and it's all quiet. So if you watch this after and you get something out of it, terrific. If not, I'm scheduled for tomorrow, but I don't think so. Monday is the holiday. Monday is Labor Day in the US. So let's do this. I'm going to take the rest of today off and the rest of the weekend off. And I'm going to enjoy the extended weekend. And I will be back on Tuesday because I think it's going to be pretty quiet. It's going to be pretty quiet, and I think I want to go out and enjoy the weather because it's looking kind of nice out there. So, till next time, you can follow me on Twitter at Todd Libby and follow me on here. I've got a lot of good feedback so far, which is great. And I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep doing this just because I enjoy doing it. And if anybody learns anything from it, that's awesome. So, with that said, I'm going to head out and I'm going to relax. And I hope you all do too on this long weekend. I know there was bank holiday in England. So I hope you enjoyed your holiday. And anywhere else, I hope you enjoy the weekend as well. And we will see you next time. Check on Twitter. And my schedule that's on the Twitch page here is going to be a little different. I'm pretty sure I'll be back on Tuesday. I think Monday, Sunday, and tomorrow and Monday. I think it's going to be just a day to relax. So, all right.